Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Reed here, and happy Valentine's Day to you guys. Coming at you with another toy review on this very lovely day. Got some stuff for Valentine's Day, as my parents usually do, get me little things. And this is something new, guys, I've actually gotten. These are, let me show you, Zoids. Yep, these are Zoids. I have no idea what these are. I literally just got these just a little bit ago from my parents, and these things are pretty cool. I actually built all these up, so they're waiting off on the sides. I'm going to show you every single one of them. I will mention that one of them is a bit faulty, and I'm actually going to get a newer version of that one, so expect a re-review of one, but we'll get to that in a second. So this is a Zoid right here. We have Phobia. That's the particular model of this one. It's a little spider. So briefly, I'm just going to show you guys the box of this one. I'm not going to show you too many details of the other boxes just because they sort of repeat similar things. But anyhow, on the side of this particular one, we have Phobia Snare, Team Freedom, and as you can see, we have the little rider there. And if these characters do have names, please do let me know what the names of these are, because I'm generally curious. Now, from what I can tell, these are fairly new things as well. My mom got these off Hasbro Pulse for pretty cheap, actually. And these just started rolling out. So, again, if any of you know out there what the heck a Zoids is, do let me know, because honestly, I'm out of the loop of this one. I mean, well, it's not to say they haven't heard of this before, I should say, but it's just I don't really know too much about it. So, on the back, if I can actually show this properly, we have Build and Battle, and as you can see, we have another one there, battling, and they're sort of... Now, this isn't like Bakugan or anything, where like it has like some sort of like strategic game to it. It's more the battle is just they have like a little wind-up gimmick. That's how these work. These are like little wind-ups / model kits. So, you wind them up and they sort of like battle each other, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we have pincers. Now, this is the faulty one. This is the one that's not particularly working very well, but we're going to get to the actual product in a moment here with these. So we have pincers right there. Let me turn to the sides. Pincers router, dark metal. Pretty cool. Swing on to the back. It has the build and battle with the actual robot itself, with another one here, which is actually the next one I got, because I actually got the full collection of the current releases for this little toy line. Next up is Needle. Now, Needle is a little scorpion, and apparently this is like supposedly some different team. I can't really tell, because this one has Team Freedom on it. As you can see, Needle Battaglia, so that's kind of interesting. We get some really nice renders of the little rider and the little scorpion there. Then on the back, we have Build and Battle, and as you can see, we have pincers right there battling against the actual Needle itself, the little mech. And then lastly, for this little series, at least thus far, again, like I said, I have the full collection of these so far. We have Raptorix, or Raptorix, I don't know how you pronounce this. I'm going to call it Raptorix. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, please do let me know. So we have Zoids there, and we have Raptorix. It's like a little dinosaur thing. Moving on to the side, we have Raptorix Deleters with dark metal, so I'm assuming this is like a bad guy team or something. No clue. Builds and battle, and as you can see, we have, what's this one again? Phobia? Yeah, Phobia battling against the actual little Raptorix itself there, so that's pretty cool. Now, for a second, I kid you not, I thought this was a different one at first, until I actually looked at it long enough and I realized, oh, that's not a different one. Because I don't know about you guys, but that reminds me of a Nautilus. Can you guys see like a Nautilus sort of thing there? I don't know. I might just be going crazy. But anyways, let's get into the actual products themselves. We're going to start off with the bluey, purpley ones. We're going to start off with Phobia. So this is Phobia. Now, Phobia is actually pretty cool, so I'm just going to give a little spin around of this thing. It's very nicely detailed, I gotta say. For what these are, they actually are very nice detailed. Now, again, these do come in model kits. They're very simple to build. They have instruction booklets and everything in full color. Really good stuff. See, so it's very easy to build, you know, and then you just get your little thing here. So again, like I said before, each one of these has a little wind-up gimmick, and I should also mention that these have a little attack mode to them. So let me first show off the wind-up gimmick. I'm not going to show it off too terribly much, but basically you get a little tool in the set. You get this little winder. And what you do is you put it on this particular side of Phobia, and then you just start winding. Start winding it up. with the little thing. After a few winds, let it go. And it crawls. It's a little creepy spider that crawls along with the little wheels on the bottom that push the little legs up to make it crawl like that. So that's the sort of gimmick with phobia in terms of the wind up. Now it's time for the quote-unquote attack mode is what I'm going to call it. I don't know what the official name for these are, for the little gimmick of these, but I just call it an attack mode. So what you do is you take this little back section with the rider and you just fold it up. Take the whole sort of back side of the spider and just fold it all the way up. Tab this little purple section onto the back so that way it stays in place. And then you just take these little parts right here and just fold these forward as far as it'll go. Just fold these little black parts forward. And then something else you can do is you can also mess with these middle legs. You can kind of fold them in a little bit. So that way it looks more like it's grabbing at something. And there you go. That's the quote-unquote attack mode. This is really stupid. I'm not even gonna lie, this is really dumb. I mean, sure, it kind of looks like maybe it's hanging down off its web waiting for its prey to come along, but at the same time, it looks silly because the head doesn't move. The head doesn't move down. It just permanently is looking up at the sky, so it completely ruins the sort of like attack factor of it. Because why are you attacking something while it's also looking up in the sky at the same time? That's not how this works. So again, I'm just going to wind it up again real quick just so you guys can see the little gimmick of how the little thing works. And then there you go. There it is, crawling in its attack mode as it rolls to the other side of the thing. Okay, so there you go, guys. That is Phobia. Again, really nice little spider. I actually quite like this. I'm sorry if there are any arachnophobes out there who are absolutely like jumping out of their skin looking at this thing. But honestly, this is kind of an obvious, but I'm not really scared of spiders per se. I actually quite enjoy the little things. And I like this because as a kid, I used to love bugs. I was so into bugs and little creatures like that. So having a spider robot thing is pretty neat. So I'm going to put her off in the back here. And then let's bring in the next one, which is the faulty one. Here is Pincers. Now, Pincers is obviously a stag beetle. So, the reason why this one's faulty is because this one falls apart at the drop of a hat. So I'm not going to be messing too much with this one, but I will just kind of give you a little 360 look at this thing. And again, this is a Takara Tomy product, surprisingly, and these are really, really well detailed. Like, I have to say, there's detail, like, all over this. Like, it's just really, really nice. So, with this, the sort of gimmicks you have with this are the wings, the little elytra. You can fold those up like that. You can fold them down against the back, like so. And then also, just like the other one, it has an attack mode. But before I show that, I'm actually going to do the wind-up gimmick real quick. So the wind-up gimmick, essentially, is you turning the bug upside down, and there's a winder right down here. You crank it a few times until it gets going. And hopefully, again, it won't fall apart on me while it's just doing this. And then there you go. That's its crawling gimmick. And again, it's really hampered by just how low to the ground and how much, you know, how much gravity is just pushing down on this thing. It doesn't really work all that well. But I mean, it's still pretty neat that they're able to implement a crawling gimmick. Now, as for all these little pegs on here, I have no idea why these are here. I'm assuming that maybe with later releases, we'll start seeing like little bits and pieces you could put on here to like change the look of it or add weapons to it or something like that. I don't know. Also, something else is, I don't know if you noticed, but the little mouth parts move as well. So, I don't know if you can see that. Let me try moving the winder. You guys can see right there, little mouth parts coming in and out. So it's like, you know, trying to eat something kind of thing. So that's pretty neat. Now again, for the attack mode for this, you have these little gray parts right here. You take these and you swing these out like this. So you just get the section here, you just swing this out, and then there's your attack mode. This one's actually better. It's not like the spider one where it looks like it's honestly trying to give you a hug. This one looks a lot more menacing, like it's about to just start slicing and hacking somebody up. So I quite like this. This is like some Mad Max level stuff here. And also to drive the point home, you can just fold little wings up. And then it really starts to look really kind of menacing, kind of like a Mad Max kind of look to it. I quite like this. This is pretty neat. Again, my only problem, at least with my version of the product, is that it kind of falls apart very easily, and the winder sometimes doesn't work all the time, and the wings don't like to sit well. It's probably, and again, like I said, these have just started to release here in the States, so I guess it kind of makes sense that not every one of them was going to come out absolutely perfect. So, like I said, I am thinking about getting a newer version of this, so definitely expect a re-review of this one. But, like a solo re-review on this one, I mean. So, that is, if I can actually fold this in properly, there we go. That is pincers. Pretty interesting little one there. Set them off to the back. And then we're going to bring out the last two, or at least the next to last one. So next to last one we're going to be looking at here, if I can actually move stuff around, we have Needle. Let's bring that one in. So here is Needle. Now Needle's actually pretty cool. Again, it's a little scorpion. Very nice and red. So, I probably should have mentioned this before, but if you guys didn't notice, there's these little, like, colored rubber parts right here. These are actually used to hold specific parts of the little mechs in. So, that's pretty cool. That you can, like, they have these little rubber parts and they stick in, and that's what kind of in this one, at least on this particular one, that's what's holding the legs in. So, that's what those are. Sure, there is a con that, of course, this kind of breaks up the color scheme a bit, but it doesn't too much with this one, as the red and the green kind of mesh really nice together, so I quite like that. But anyways, let me get to the wind-up gimmick, and there's actually a winder that comes with this one, actually. Here it is. Looks like a little screwdriver. It looks like some kind of weird, like, gun or something. But what you do is you take this, and there's a little side part right here, little gray extension, and then you just wind that up while holding the legs. And then once you wind it enough times, just let it go, and there we go. There's this little crawling gimmick. Oh god, it's falling off frame. Alright, so that was the crawling gimmick. Now moving on to the actual attack mode. So the attack mode for this one is you take these little red sections in the back, and they're actually on little pivot joints, and you pivot these forward like this, and then you take these little back sections and you fold these out. And that is the attack mode for this. So that's pretty neat. So it's like these are like little forward stingers to like sting opponents on the sides of it. So that's pretty neat. I quite like this. Definitely gives a much more imposing look to it. Along with, as if the giant friggin' stinger wasn't going to deter you from trying to fight this thing. So, again, to transform it back, just fold these little parts back, and then you just flip these back around. Like so. And there you go, guys. There you have him back in his standard mode. So again, pretty nice. So I'm gonna have to put this one off to the side here. I can't actually put this one in the back. Oh wait, yeah, I can. I can put it like right here. There we go. So let's bring out the last and final Zoid. That being this guy. This is Rapteryx, and Rapteryx is pretty cool. Again, giving a little 360 spin on him as he's slowly showing off to us his little gimmick. Very nicely modeled little dinosaur. Very nice looking. So for this one actually has a little more of a dynamic attack mode than you would initially think. So to demonstrate the attack mode, what we're going to do is we're going to take this back section and we're just going to start moving it around. And now comes the cool part. You take this part at the back, and then you fold it forward, and the dinosaur moves its mouth into a roaring position. Then you just take the remainder of the stinger tail looking thing, and then you just pivot that out. And there you go. That's the attack mode. Again, very menacing and surprisingly tall for an attack mode. Again, for comparison, let's bring in, well, since we have him in the back here, let's bring in Needle, so you can see how short that kind of looks. There you go. You can see how short that is. And we'll bring in Phobia, so you can see the size between these two here, like that. There we go. And then lastly, let's bring in Pincers, so you can see how Pincers looks. So that's pretty neat. So moving Needle out to the side, let's show off the motorized gimmick. So putting it back into its regular mode, like that. We take a winder. In this case, it comes with the same winder as Needle. So literally just the exact same winder. And you just hold the legs and crank it up. Now, just like those old style dino toys, as it kind of showed, it'll just start walking. It's basically a walking gimmick. So you just wind it up a good few times. And then there you go. That's his gimmick right there. Oh god, I almost about to walk off the table. Okay, there we go. Alright, so there we go. Let me just let this guy go for a little bit. Let him go for a little longer. Get his juice out of him. And, alright guys, let me get everybody into the shot for the end here. Because that's pretty much going to be it for today's video, guys. This was the Zoids. There's Needle, Raptorix, Phobia, and Pincers. All four of them there. So again, these are fairly new. These just came out on Hasbro Pulse, so I highly recommend checking out Hasbro Pulse if you want to get a hold of these. They're fairly fun. As I said, they are model kits. But they're very, very easy to build, all these little guys. And again, don't be discouraged with this particular model, the Pincers model, because as I said, this one has just happened to have a defect where it just doesn't like to stay together all that well. But even still, like I said before, I'm going to get a replacement of this through Hasbro Pulse, and I'm going to do a re-review of this particular one. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn notifications on. And I will see you guys pretty soon here, as in just a week's time, I'm going to be coming back for the next Minecraft co-op video. So stay tuned. Later, squad, and have a good one.